Before Biden suspended his campaign due to his disastrous debate performance, not only that former President Trump was leading him by 5 points, but strong Democratic states Virginia and New Hampshire were at the point of shifting towards Republicans. Vice President Kamala Harris was endorsed as Biden's replacement, and her momentum has been growing ever since. Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his campaign and joined forces with Donald Trump. According to the latest poll data for Progress, Kamala Harris has expanded her lead over Donald Trump to 4 percentage points. On our electoral map, a lot of things have changed since our previous election prediction. Republicans' enthusiasm about flipping Virginia started vanishing ever since Harris stepped in. Trump was actually leading Biden in few polls, but the latest poll conducted by the Washington Post cemented Harris's lead by 8 points. Now, if we mark all the safe and likely states according to the latest poll surveys, that leaves us with 7 swing states and 2 leaning states of New Hampshire and Florida. New Hampshire tends to be the most competitive state in Northeast and was generally considered a Republican territory throughout the history. Remember how Trump was very close to winning this state in 2016 when he lost it to Hillary Clinton by 0.37%. New Hampshire still remains a state more likely to vote Democratic because urban population far exceeds those in rural areas. Urban population is highly educated and statistically vote for Democrats. Latest poll puts Vice President up by 8 points, and with that makes New Hampshire a lean blue state. For the Sunshine State of Florida, Redfield and Wilton Strategies released the latest poll from August 6th to 31st among 1,465 likely voters, and has Trump leading by 6 points. Florida has strongly shifted red in the past several elections, but not too long ago it used to be a swing state. In the year 2000, Al Gore lost Florida to George W. Bush by only 0.009%, which was the closest margin in the US presidential election history. Today, especially after Ron DeSantis won Florida's governor race by the largest margin in 40 years, Florida will definitely go to Trump. And now, just like in 2020 election, 7 swing states remain that will ultimately decide this election: Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. We'll start off with the Sunbelt duo, Nevada and Arizona. Nevada remains very competitive. The latest poll done by Redfield and Wilton Strategies has Trump leading Harris by 1 point, which marks Nevada as a tilt Republican state. But if we were to count the poll average, Harris has been leading since August 19th by an average 0.6%. Without a doubt, Nevada will remain competitive till the very election night. In Arizona, Trump leads Harris again by just a point. Joe Biden in 2020 and Bill Clinton in 1996 were the only 2 Democratic candidates who won Arizona since 1948. Greater Phoenix area usually decide the Arizona vote, and Phoenix is currently under rapid population growth and diversification, which perhaps could slowly turn the state to the left in the future. But for now, I am quite confident that Trump will take Arizona this election cycle, considering Arizona's voting history and its voters' dissatisfaction with Bidenomics. However, I wouldn't make any strong predictions for the Sunbelt states, because when candidate is leading by just a point, it means a state could very easily shift to either of 2 candidates in the days until the election night. It is believed that election's final result won't be settled in Sunbelt, but the Rust Belt trio, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Democrats often refer to these states as the blue wall. Even if Trump sweeps Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, and Georgia, he cannot reach 270 electoral votes without carrying at least 1 of 3 blue wall states. Wisconsin could be among the most unpredictable states this election. Wisconsin voters stunned pollsters by voting for Trump in 2016, marking the first time since 1984 that Wisconsin voted for a Republican. But then in 2020, electoral votes went to Biden, although by the lowest margin of victory among the Rust Belt states, 0.63%. Kamala Harris benefits from more diverse urban cities like Madison and Milwaukee, while Trump from red rural areas consisted of majority white voters. Before Biden's withdrawal, Trump was ahead by 2 points, but Kamala Harris managed to take back lead for Democrats in Wisconsin by 2 points, according to the latest poll. Wisconsin will mark currently as a lean blue state. Michigan, with 15 electoral votes, was the bluest of 3 states in 2020, when Biden carried it by almost 3 percentage points. Then in midterm election, Democrats obliterated the long-announced red wave by winning every branch of elected government in Michigan. But the latest poll by Insider Advantage favors Trump by 1 point. Poll averages suggest Harris's lead has started decreasing as opposed to Wisconsin, so Michigan will mark as a tilt Republican state. Arguably the most important out of 3, holding 19 electoral votes, Pennsylvania has Trump and Harris even. From the past 10 polls, 4 were even. Trump led in 4 and Harris led in 2. Since this is a prediction video, we're gonna calculate an outcome based on the polling error in 2020 election. Polls in 2020 did underestimate Trump. Biden led Trump by 4.7% headed into election day, but he actually won by 1.2%. They overestimated Biden's margin by 3.5 percentage points. This means that Trump could win Pennsylvania by around 3 points, marking the Keystone State as lean GOP. And now heading south, we're left with North Carolina and Georgia. In North Carolina, a recent poll conducted by TAPP Insights has Trump leading Harris by 3 points. Keep in mind how 2 latest polls, TAPP Insights and Trafalgar Group, are both conservative pollsters, and so can tend to be a little biased towards the Republican Party. According to 538's pollster ratings, TAPP Insights is ranked 120th, and Trafalgar Group 279th in terms of accuracy. So we're gonna count TAPP Insights poll that has Trump leading Harris by 3 points, which means North Carolina is a lean Republican state. I'm very confident that Trump will win in North Carolina, which voted Democrat only 2 times since 1968. For Jimmy Carter in 1976, and Barack Obama in 2008 when he carried the state by only 0.32% margin of victory. In 2020 election cycle, pollsters overestimated Biden's margin by 3.2 percentage points. Polls predicted Biden winning North Carolina by 1.8 according to poll averages, but Trump still carried the state by a margin of 1.4 percentage points. And just like North Carolina, Georgia holds 16 electoral votes and remains another critically important battleground state. ActiveVote poll survey has Trump and Harris even, both sitting at 50-50% of support. Poll averages and the past 10 conducted polls do favor Trump quite more over Harris. But since we are counting the latest polls, and the latest poll is clearly a toss-up, once again we'll calculate the possible outcome in Georgia based on the polling error in 2020 election. Headed into election day, Biden led by 1.2% and did win Georgia, but by just 0.2 percentage points, which was Biden's lowest margin of victory he pulled out of any of 7 swing states. Polls overestimated Biden's margin by 1 point, which if we add to former president for the upcoming election, then Donald Trump will take Georgia by a point, marking Georgia as a tilt Republican state. And this ends this election prediction. As of today, September 16th, former President Trump with 301 electoral vote is predicted to beat Vice President Kamala Harris, who gained 237 electoral votes. In order for Harris to win, she must secure all the 3 blue wall states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, which would help her reach 271 electoral vote. For Trump to become a re-elected president, his main priority should be winning just 1 of 3 blue wall states. It doesn't matter if it's Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Wisconsin, he just needs 1 of these 3 states in order to win. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed it, and have a nice day.